Hi guys, welcome back to part 2 of Keto Living. So in part 1 I did breakfast and lunch, and I forgot to show you how I do my meals. So once I fix my macros and everything, and I already know what it is basically, and it pretty much stays the same for me until I get a little bit smaller. Anyway, so I just write down my meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all the way across, so I know what to fix each and every week. And so we're gonna start with dinner. Since I have dinner out here, snacks is real easy. I'm just gonna cut some celery up into little celery sticks, and I have some cheese that I use are either natural peanut butter. I buy this brand of organic natural peanut butter from Walmart. It has the lowest amount of carbs in it, and so I really like that a lot. So I'm gonna put you back down here and we'll get started with dinner. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna work on is putting a tuna noodle casserole together. And for a tuna noodle casserole, I have 1 package of Baby Bella mushrooms, and they're either portobello or cremini mushrooms, and I have them sliced up. So I'm going to be making the cream of mushroom portion of the sauce. So I'm going to put this in my pan, and I am not going to salt these mushrooms. When you salt them, they draw all the liquid out, and they will never brown if you salt them ahead of time. I am going to put a little pepper on them, and I'm going to put some butter in them. And that is what I'm going to cook them in, is butter. Because, well, we need our fat. So I'm going to put these on and let them get started. Make sure I have all that off. And then we'll move on to the next thing. Okay, also for this week, I am going to be having taco salad. So I'm going to put some hamburger in here. And to the hamburger, which I know this is not cooking, but I'm going to add some chili powder. I make my own taco seasoning just because I think it's better and I can control what's in it. I'm going to put a little garlic powder. I'm going to put some smoky paprika. And the most important ingredient, cumin. Ooh, not that much cumin. Okay. And then I'm going to put a little bit of pepper. And some salt. I got some new pink Himalayan salt, and it's a little hard to start cracking. Okay, so we're going to put this on the stove, and y'all seen me make taco salad before, so you don't really need a recipe, but all I'm going to do is when this cooks up is put a little water in it, and then I'm going to put it in a container, and then put it in the basket. Okay guys, I brought you over to the stove because I wanted to show you the mushrooms, and they are getting nice and golden brown, and that's what we want them to do. Now I added just about a teaspoon of minced onion in there. So I'm going to turn the pan down a little bit because I don't want the onion to burn, but I want the mushrooms to continue cooking. And as you know, the mushrooms cook way down, so these will probably just cook into oblivion. And then over here, I have the taco mix seasoning going here. Doing my hamburger. And what's nice about putting the seasoning in there before you put your liquid is, when you use dry seasoning stuff, You need to kind of let them bloom a little bit so they get nice and toasty and their flavors really expand quite a lot. So I like to do that first. And then I'm just going to deglaze my pan over here with some water, just to give it somewhere to go. And then of course this will thicken up as it continues cooking. Okay. So we're just going to go on with the mushrooms. And I'll be back when they get a little doner. Okay, so now I'm going to start melting in about an ounce of cream cheese. And this is going to be the base for our cream of mushroom soup. And I'm going to turn this down a little bit because when I put our heavy cream in there, I do not want it to boil. You never want to boil heavy cream because you will have a big old greasy mess if you do. And our taco meat is looking awesome. And it's just about there. Now when we put the heavy cream in, it's going to act like a deglazer. It's going to deglaze the pan and get all that yummy bits and pieces of mushroom that was stuck on there. So we're getting ready to do that now. Okay. Here we go. We're going to pour about a cup in there. And then I'm just going to take my little fork here and kind of scrape along the bottom of it. And I'm going to take that off because it was starting to boil and I do not want it to boil. We want it to simmer, not boil. Okay. And I'm just going to get all the bits and pieces of that up. You can see I got all the little bits and pieces off the bottom of it. Now to thicken it up like cream of chicken or cream of mushroom soup, I'm just going to sprinkle just a tiny little bit of xanthium gum on here. Now I use Hodgins Neal xanthium gum. It's gluten-free and it's also non-GMO. And what I like about it is it comes in a big box and it's rather expensive, but you get like, I don't know, 10 or 12 of these packs. Well, a pack like this lasts me, I mean, a long time because it only just takes a tiny little bit. And we're just going to let this simmer. And our taco meat is done. So took it off the burner and we're going to let it cool off, and then I'm going to package it up in a little container. You see that's nice and done and nice toasty smell. See, it really doesn't take long to prep your meals for the week. Okay? Now I know in cream and mushroom soup they take this and they blend it all up and they get rid of the mushrooms like they're into little bitty pieces. I don't care to do that. I like to leave my mushrooms whole. And well, not whole, but you know, slices and stuff. So I'm going to put you on pause and bring you back over to the counter, and we'll put our tuna noodle casserole together. Okay, and here's our soup. Now, if you find it getting too thick, you can always add a little extra heavy cream and mix that in and thin it out a little bit. I'm going to add in my noodles. Which I am using the Pasta Zero noodles. And the only ones I could find with fettuccine, so what I did was cut them up when I was rinsing them off. Cut them up a little bit. But I use these, they're by Nasoya. And so I use these noodles all the time. And I love them. I've got to find somebody that sells the elbow macaroni kind, because I know they sell it. I know they make it. I've seen it. Okay. And then we're going to dump in our tuna. And I have 2 cans of tuna in there. Just trying to get the mushroom soup all over everything. Now I am going to spray my little pan. These are the little pans that I bought from the Dollar Tree. Hauled them, I don't know, a while back. Gonna spray it with some olive oil. Just so that we don't have a lot of stickage. If that's a word. And we're just gonna pour that in there. Now I will probably have leftovers. So, or either invite somebody over to dinner. Which I often do. Okay, I'm just going to spread this out in the pan. Y'all, that tastes good. Alright, then I am going to get some, where is it? It's Swiss Gruyere. I'm going to put a little Swiss Gruyere on top of it. Just a little. Just because I love it. Then, I'm going to put a lid on it. And it comes with lids. Little paper lids. But before I put a lid on it, I think I'm going to put a piece of plastic wrap over it. Just a tiny little piece. And then I'm going to put a lid on it. And then, when I get ready to eat it, I just take it out and I'm going to crush some pork rinds on top, and like, you know, like the breadcrumbs we usually put on it. And, yeah, and that'll be the topping. So, there you go. That's another dinner. And here is my taco seasoning mix. Put that in there. That goes in the basket. And along with that, I have cheese and sour cream and avocado. And the salad is in the fridge already. So, those things I bought already pre-made. The guacamole is pre-made. Sour cream, of course, is. Cheese, all I do is grate it, and I'm done. And the biggest part of the meal is done. Now, meal number, what have I got? Taco salad, tuna noodle casserole. Oh, yes. Stir fry. So I'm going to have stir fry one night. And so I had the rest of the stewed beef that I got, that I'm making soup with, and you'll see that in a minute. And then I saved some asparagus and some mushrooms from the breakfast menu and everything. So I'm just going to dump some asparagus and those in there like that with the mushrooms. And then I have some grated cabbage. Stir fry, you really can't do the meal too early. So I have some cabbage in there that's already been grated. And y'all, I did buy this. It was already made. It's this right here. It's called Southern Slaw. It's diced cabbage, peppers, and onions. So I don't even have to add any onions to my stir fry. And then I have some left over. So I have all those in there. And then I just put this and this together. Where's my rubber bands? Can't find my rubber bands, but anyway, I put this and this together and put that in the basket, and that dinner is complete. So that's already 3 meals, and honestly, it's been less than 30 minutes for me, because this has been pretty much real time. So, next we have the soup. Alright, so now I'm going to make a beef and mushroom stew. And I had this beef, I found it on sale, so I wanted to do this. First of all, we have about a pound of stewed beef, and then I have a whole carton of baby bella mushrooms, quartered up. I didn't slice them, I quartered them. And then I'm just going to put in about just a touch of broth, just to give it somewhere to go for right now. And then for the oil part, I'm going to put some butter in it. Remember, keto meals are fatty meals. And so, and I'm just going on what my macros are. So I know how many fat grams I'm supposed to consume in a day. So I'm going to go put this on the stove, and I'll show it to you in a few minutes. Okay guys, we're back, and now that things seem to be browning, you can see that I only put just a drop of juice in there to begin with, but it's making its own juice, a lot from the mushrooms and some from the beef itself. But this is pretty quick stew. I'm just going to put some black pepper in there. And I'm going to put some sea salt, the Himalayan sea salt, just a little bit. And then I'm going to add about a teaspoon, just a little bit of palm full of minced onion in there. You don't need a lot. It's pretty concentrated, so it'll give off its flavor. And it'll reconstitute a little bit in there. Now, the only thing we're going to do now, put the beef back in there, is just to add a little bit more beef broth. And I'm probably thinking maybe about half the container, because it will continue to produce broth on its own. Okay. We're going to stir that up. And then we're going to put a lid on it. See if I can find the lid. We're going to put a lid on it and let it cook. And then I'll be back as soon as it gets finished. Okay guys, while we're waiting on the soup, I wanted to show you what I eat a lot for snack. And that is celery with natural peanut butter, or sometimes the Alouette cheese spread or whatever. And I keep it in this little container here that I got from the Dollar Tree. I don't know, a couple of years ago maybe. I think they came back with them, but not sure what that was. But I really enjoyed these little baskets. They really help keep the vegetables and fruits fresh. And when you have a snack already prepared, you know, you tend to stay away from some of the things you're tempted with. Like, you know, I have kiddos here and they bring all kinds of snacks and stuff, and oh man. Although I try to feed them healthy, they do like ants on a log, so they love celery too with peanut butter. And of course I put raisins on theirs. Mine has no raisins. But anyway, I just put this in a little fresh basket, and my snack is done, and in the basket it goes. And then with the rest of the celery, I wrap it up in foil, because if you keep your celery wrapped in foil, it will last like, oh man, a whole lot longer. I kept some for a month just because it was wrapped up in foil. There's something in the celery that interacts with the foil or whatever, but anyway, it keeps it nice and fresh for you. All right, I'm gonna go check on our stew, and I think it's about done. Okay, here's my lovely stew, and I will probably eat this over cauliflower rice, which I buy frozen, and so I'll just heat that up, and then heat this up, and then I'll have dinner. So my friends, there you go. I have 4 dinners. I did not do Friday's dinner because I will be doing that for Keto Living here. And so I'm going to put this in my basket. I had to rearrange a little bit because I didn't want that hot stuff there. Okay, and so now I'm going to show you how I do my fridge. Okay guys, so I know it's been a lengthy process, but I hope you enjoyed the meal planning today. And you know, in all reality, it took me about 2 hours to do everything. Might have been a little bit quicker had I not been filming, but I do this every single Sunday, and it really saves me a lot of time, and it keeps me from going out to grab something when I really can't afford to do so. And so it's just a lot easier to stay home and figure out what I want to eat. And you know, on busy days, I don't like to figure out what I want to eat, so I already have it done. I take a little while, you know, on Saturday afternoon, do my planning, go grocery shopping, and then I have everything ready on Sunday, and I just prepare it, and then all I have to do is reach in my fridge and grab everything. Let me just put you down a little bit so you can see. This is how I organize my fridge. Okay, I have eggs right here, and then this is where I have meat and cheese, like for sandwich stuff, and there. This basket right here has my heavy whipping cream, my sour cream, my guacamole, all the things that I'll need. I have a pitcher back here with water, and this is my electric light water. And so then I keep leftovers like the slaw, the cabbage mix in here. I have some more onions and stuff in there. And in this tray, I have my snacks because it wouldn't fit in here. I have extra of this. And then this is my cheese dip that I eat. It's the Alouette spinach and artichoke soft spreadable cheese. I eat that sometimes with the celery. And then here's my basket with everything that I need. So I just come and grab what I need when I get ready to cook. And it's all prepared for me. And forgive my fridge, it's kind of messy right now. But then I have my salad mix down there. I have some blueberries down there. So that is how I organize my fridge. So, and my cabinets are just as bad. I have everything like in baskets and containers and stuff so that I know where they are. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to find out more about keto and stuff, please tune into my channel, my keto journey. I will try to link it below in the description box for you. I'm going to be hopefully daily vlogging over there, at least 3 or 4 times a week, trying to get everything set. So, and of course, I will always continue to have my keto living here every Friday for you. So I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you stayed with me. And if you did stay with me, make sure that you comment on this video, because I have a giveaway going away, and you don't have to do anything but comment on my videos. All right, thank you so much for watching, and if you've not subscribed, please do so, and I will see you later. Bye.